I think we're live. We're live, everyone. Yes, we are. What is up, people? The internet. It is me, real American Tyrone. Yeah, as you can obviously tell, Tyrone is in the chat today. Say hello.
Hi, guys. Ye's here as well.
Yeah, Ye has arrived also. It's going to be us three, possibly others later. But today we have a lot of stuff to talk about on this beautiful November 14th, 2023. I hope everyone's having a phenomenal day, night, afternoon, midnight, wherever you're in the world. I'm certainly having a great day myself. And today a lot of shit went down in the house.
I do have a very important announcement, though.
Yep.
Uh-oh.
My birthday's in 2 days.
Congratulations.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But yeah, there's stuff
Chat!
going... yeah, there's stuff going down in the house. Bruh.
Yeah.
But yeah, there's...
Mike Johnson, go.
Bruh, I'm trying to finish. Oh my gosh.
Can't get
Look,
one
go
fucking
ahead,
sentence out.
I know. It's pain. Just constant pain. But yeah, guys, there's a lot of stuff going down in Capitol Hill. The CR just passed. Kevin McCarthy's punching people in the spleen. I don't freaking know what's happening with him. But yeah, stuff's going down. But first, before we continue with today's stream, I hope you enjoy these type of streams. If you do, smash the like button down below. Subscribe. Share with your friends. Hit that little bell. Follow the social media accounts in the description down below. And you know what I'm going to say? Join the channel. Do I really got to say much more other than join the channel just for $1 a month? Like Tyrone says, it's only $1. It's... Even better, a burger at McDonald's with Biden inflation's like what, $4, $5? Yeah.
Which would you rather?
It's up there.
It's bad.
McDonald's up a burger, or subscribing to Rap for 4 months? Think of it like that, chat.
Yeah. Like,
You can feed yourself, or you can feed Rap for 4 months.
real. But
Get this
yeah.
man some Culvers.
True.
Get this man his keys.
And like, oh good lord. Like usual, guys, if you have any questions, concerns, comments, whatever you want for sure answered, the best way to get them answers via super chat, via, well, the chat. And we already got one. RR330 for 5. Will you support Will Eigel for Missouri governor? Base Catholic who wants to burn porn books aimed at children on a governor's lawn. I don't know enough about the Missouri governor election.
I don't know the exact name of the candidate, but there is one, like, very, very solid Republican. That might be him. That sounds like him.
Yeah, so, I gotta look more into it, but we should get a good governor, consider it's Missouri, so.
Missouri, yeah. Missouri has pretty good, as far as I'm aware, this year.
Cole,
Oh, not this year, but
Cole,
election, yeah.
Cole Langdon for 5. Did you see Mark Wayne Mullen's dumbass try to fight a Teamsters boss and Bernie stopped it? Well, that's not what happened. Some guy threatened to fight Mark Wayne Mullen. He said, oh, well, we're both adults here. You want to go outside and deal with it?
I love that fucking tough guy shtick. If you guys didn't see the Oklahoma debate, he was on top of a little stool.
Yeah, I
during the
saw
debate
that.
Because he was trying to match the height of his opponent, but I think he's like my height, I think.
Yeah, so.
Yeah, he's like 5'7", and the dude he was talking to was like, what, 6'2", 6'3"?
He looked to be at least 6'1",
6'3".
yeah.
So, yeah, Mark Wayne Mullen, he almost got in a fight today, but that's not the only fight that happened. Kevin McCarthy punched somebody in the kidney today.
Or elbowed him, yeah.
Well, let's be real, he punched somebody.
Yeah.
It was Tim, it Barchett?
Kevin,
Barchett, yeah.
Barchett,
yeah,
yeah.
it was Barchett. Kevin hasn't been doing so well mentally since he lost the speakership, huh?
I mean,
He was apparently considering just outright resigning from Congress afterwards. I think his plan is probably to retire. I think he's done after this year.
I mean, where do you go?
We should call him Kooky Kevin from now on.
Kooky Kevin. Well, apparently, at least according to Adam Kinzinger, that's not the first time he did this. So,
let's check.
I mean, listen.
So yeah, it's because they're all man children who can't be diplomatic and have to get in fights when someone disagrees with them.
Dude, the House right now, it's such a shit show.
I know.
Words cannot describe just how awful the current House system is right now.
I mean, it's like fist fights over frickin' the dumbest of things. Like, Kevin McCarthy's such a bitch about this. I mean, it's like, dude, just resign already. We all know you want to retire.
Manliest California.
McCarthy has 3.5 weeks to file paperwork, so we'll see if he does it.
I don't think he will. I mean, I think he's gonna go through a brutal primary anyways, but
Well, it's
I
California, so
I-
it's a jungle primary.
know,
It's not even like a
but-
real one.
But I still think it should be like.
I welcome every and all attempt for McCarthy to try and keep his seat, because he's not fucking keeping that seat, because Republicans in Southern California know blood's in the water. They're going to get someone. I don't know if they'll be better or worse, but even if they are worse, I hope to God that they at least bother voting.
The funny part with Giglio is that he's carpetbagging, isn't he?
Well, yeah, but it's
He
like
ran for-
it's not as egregious as what
Yeah,
McCormick's doing.
carpetbagging in California is not as bad as like carpetbagging from an entirely different region.
Yeah.
I'll be
I
right
was gonna
back.
say, yeah.
Yeah, so I think like we could get a solid Republican there. I mean, the fact that you have Kevin McCarthy representing Bakersfield, that's pathetic. I mean, it's like R plus what, 20? That district or something? It's like R plus 30. So it's like, you should not be having Kevin McCarthy represent that seat. So hopefully we get somebody good. Somebody like David Giglio, which he is running for that seat, though. People are kind of mad that, oh, he moved. But it's like, it's not as bad as like David McCormick with Pennsylvania, who still lives in Connecticut, by the way. But he's running in Pennsylvania. So
To say, like, he maybe had an opportunity if he was like, maybe he moved in 2022 and then stayed there the entire time, but apparently he moved back after the primary.
I don't know.
What are you doing?
Don't know. It's McCormick is a mess in Pennsylvania, so that's just great. Let's see.
Back to McCarthy. Let me see if I can find it. My shit is not loading. Okay, yeah. Trump plus 25.
That's unacceptable.
It is the most Republican district in the state.
Really? More than Northern California? Really?
Northern California is Trump plus 19.
Bro.
They're taking in parts of well, maybe not. No, it's just because Northern California is not nearly as red as it looks.
I'm surprised by that, honestly. But yeah, there's no reason for Kevin McCarthy to represent that seat. It should be somebody like not McCarthy, but sure. Why not? He's still the representative there, but he's probably going to retire, which I see as a net positive. That guy is absolutely useless. He was an awful speaker. He had 3 chances and he blew it. So, I don't feel bad for him. Don't feel bad for him at all. Do you support Chris Christie for president? No. Absolutely not. Turn the House floor into a WWE ring. Yeah, well, that's what it's slowly turning into. I mean, fist fights happening.
Stay far.
Fist fights happening, you know, people's kidneys being blown up. It's messed up, you know. Any progress in the Michigan GOP? No. But all right. I think it's time we talk about the CR that just passed in the House of Representatives. And that's what this stream was about. Because I thought there was going to be a government shutdown. But the last second, Mike Johnson was able to get enough votes to get this stopgap over the hump. And he got, like, I think 120 Republicans to vote for it.
He got, 123 versus 97, I think.
So that's better than McCarthy's proposal, but still. There is still a lot of Republicans that are against it, which I understand, because CRs are bad. Well, like, overall, continuing resolutions are scams.
Yeah, from what I understand, what was I going to say? Never mind, go ahead.
What?
Sorry, I've been up since like 5.
Oh, okay. But yeah, so this one's a little bit different. So if you don't know about the CR,
Okay, I'm back.
Tyrone, you could probably explain this better. What's the difference between this CR and what McCarthy did? The continuing resolution.
The
You
biggest
guys
differences was that.
What?
From what I understand, it's as simple as this CR. It basically gets rid of the omnibus bill because it splits it like it's like not half and half. I think it's like 8 bills versus 4 bills.
Yeah, it's 8-4.
But the least controversial bills have to be done by like late January, and the 8 like ones that they're gonna fight for, they have until like mid-February.
Which I always thought that's what they should have done in the first place.
But you gotta remember, McCarthy was the speaker, so that was never gonna happen.
Yeah, no, as far as I'm aware, I mean, I didn't read too terribly into it because around the time all this omnibus shit happened, I started working at my job, so like I wasn't paying too terribly close attention. I was also studying for a test at the time. But as far as I'm aware, the biggest difference is that all of the really bad shit that essentially meant they would cave to the Democrats on a bunch of shit like omnibus, I think most, if not all of that, was cut out with the Johnson bill. I don't know for certain. I haven't paid too much attention, so I could be entirely wrong.
The reason that McCarthy was ousted for the continuing resolution bill was that he basically went behind Republicans on the Ukraine issue, and that was kind of the final straw for the 8. Yeah. But yeah, in terms of Johnson, he was kind of able to say, okay, we're not going to have any budget cuts now, right? But we have until February to figure out how to cut this and get everybody on board, or do it enough that they could still get Democrats on board, because that's plenty of time, assuming this guy's as competent as we portray him to be.
I think he's far. He's our best speaker since Gingrich. Easy.
Yeah, I said that like 5 minutes before straight, by the way, chat. The thing people need to understand about Johnson is, this is going to be a really soy comparison, but for those in the chat, who have ever played Hearts of Iron 4,
oh my god,
McCarthy's more of like a centrist demagogue type who doesn't actually work on shit. Mike Johnson is literally the definition of the silent workhorse advisor. He cares more about getting shit done than politics, and the fact that shutting the government down would be funny, but there's no point in shutting the government down now that we have a speaker. The government shutdown should have been contingent on us not electing a speaker. Now that we have a speaker... Huh?
No, go ahead. I didn't let you finish.
Okay. Yeah. What were you saying?
Bro.
I was gonna let you finish.
Okay. Yeah, no, sorry, I've got some kind of spotty connection right now. Remember, I live in the country. The biggest thing with Mike Johnson is that people need to understand he has to do his job as speaker. I'm pretty sure Gates voted yes on the CR bill.
I think he voted against it.
I don't remember.
He voted against it.
I don't.
But he says that he understands what Johnson's trying to do. He's just against it.
Yeah.
Time to pull up the tweets. Let me check.
Because he said
Johnson, the thing people need to understand is Johnson's not doing this because he's a rhino establishmentarian. No, Johnson has to play peacemaker with the different wings of the party. It's unfortunate he couldn't get all Republicans to vote with him, but him continuing to keep the government open is good for us because we can shoot down all of Biden's bullshit. And obviously, if we don't have a functioning lower organ of the legislative branch, Biden's bullshit shut down. But it's still good nonetheless that we have the speakership. And since Mike Johnson is proving to be a competent speaker, that does, in fact, secure the position for him when we do take back the House. Because newsflash, everybody, I don't know if you guys were paying attention, but the other day, Louisiana officially filed to challenge the constitutionality of Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act.
That's going to get interesting.
If that shit hits the fan, there's at least, 9 districts in the South that would automatically flip
you have... Well, I mean, it depends on...
how far
I'm not really sure how the constitutionality of that is, because, I mean, are they allowed to... Is the state allowed to go back and say, hey, this no longer applies? Am I allowed to redraw?
This is because,
I think that they would be able to go back and say, hey, I want to redraw now that these rules are no longer there.
Well, yeah,
I mean, we could definitely see state legislatures convene emergency redrawings.
Yeah,
and I think the states that would benefit the most would probably demand it. The only states I don't see redrawing immediately are Georgia, because Georgia is much more perilous, and Texas, because Dade Phelan is a massive you-know-what piece of you-know-what, and I don't like him, and I see him keeping Democrats in Congress safe. And we'll probably have to see some shit from the Texas Senate and Matt Rinaldi.
Yeah, so how it usually goes is, if a court orders, something's unconstitutional when it comes to redistricting, I would assume they would be fine with them going back and changing some stuff, but... I don't know. I mean, I think we're getting a couple flips if it does get overturned, for sure. But I'm glad Louisiana's finally bringing up the fact that Kavanaugh said he's willing to listen to overturning Section 2. That's what idiots fail to understand. He didn't rule against it. He just said, look, they did not challenge it. Or I think it
He
was
said
Alabama.
your argument. He said your argument sucks. Find a better one, so it's not as sketchy when we do overrule it. Basically,
Clarence Thomas, in his concurrence, basically said, "Here's how you challenge it, you fucking idiots. Do this next time." And that's what Louisiana's doing. It's gotten to the point where you have people in the minority, people who were agreeing with you, saying, "Hey, I joined you this time, right? But the reason that Kavanaugh didn't is because you didn't argue it correctly."
Yeah.
So just do this, right? And then Kavanaugh will join you. Maybe even, I don't think Roberts is going to, but maybe even Roberts will join you.
Roberts may join he's going to do like what he did with abortion. He's going to say like, okay, they can redraw this map, but it has to be like 40% black or something. Or something. Not 50%, but who knows? Who knows?
But yeah, no, like, straight up, if Section 2 was overturned, that's like an guaranteed at least 8 to 9 flips in the South. I am not as big of a terminally online election Twitter person as I used to be, so I don't know the specifics of like what House seats could be redrawn or flipped if you were to get rid of the racial composition requirements. But I know that there would be like, at the very least, 9-ish, like 8 or 9. You could probably ring 7 out of, like, just off the top of my head, Louisiana, Mississippi, Arkansas.
Arkansas.
Okay, so in terms of seats, you can get rid of 1 Louisiana, 1 in Mississippi. You're going to get rid of 2 in Alabama. You can get 2 in Alabama technically because that's currently a gerrymander. You can get rid of the Nashville seat very easily.
You mean Memphis? Memphis.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
There's also like 3 different seats in 4 different seats in
North Carolina, they're not going to be able to push it much more than they were.
I was saying there's only 1 seat that is even protected in North Carolina, and that's the first.
They don't want to push it though with like how much they changed.
Yeah, but like
you can also get rid of that South Georgia seat though. That one can go very easily.
Yeah,
instead of drawing it up and down, draw it left to right, and it's gone.
Yeah, for sure. But my point with all that is it's good that we have a Speaker of the House, because now that we know for a fact Louisiana might have a serious shot, if not probably favored to overturn Section 2 of the Voting Rights Act, you absolutely need an effective House Republican Speaker who can prove Congress isn't a joke, so that Ye's prediction doesn't come true where Trump ends up outrunning most congressional candidates in the Republican Party.
I think Biden's popular enough that that's still going to happen. I mean, let's be honest.
I mean, yeah, no, but
people are voluntarily resigning from Congress earlier than like their term ends. Like I think 5 people announced their retirement yesterday, and 2 of them announced two of them just straight up said I'm resigning in like a month, because that's how big of a shit show it's been. Republicans will probably take back the House, assuming they pick off that Georgia seat, that Bama seat, that Mississippi seat. Louisiana. They probably won't touch Florida. I think Florida is about as much as they're going to go with it.
Yeah, they're not going to push much more because, like, I think just let the Hispanic trends alone are going to like flip.
Oh yeah, the South Orlando seat is probably going to flip within the next probably the next 2 or 3 cycles. Anyways, don't mess with it too much, and you don't want to mess with Orlando. Not Orlando. You don't want to mess with Tampa at all, and you probably don't want to do too much more to the Gold Coast because then you risk it backfiring.
Yeah, because like Tampa, you don't know how that's going to go. That's the one part of the state and Jacksonville, I guess, but like, I guess more so Jacksonville. It's like you don't want to mess with it too much because that could probably backfire in 10 years.
It'd be one thing if the fifth like Tallahassee to Jack seat was still there, then yes, absolutely overdo it. But the Florida Supreme Court already okayed that like. I don't understand. I can't believe that for like was it 2 cycles? Was it 2000 to 2020?
Yeah.
Anyways, for quite a while, we had a literal like one of the ugliest districts outside of like Maryland, and it was connecting Tallahassee and a rural black county to the west of it, all the way along the northern Florida border to Jax.
I mean, how do they think that's fine? And that's why a lot of people on Twitter, when you hear these people say, "Oh, we want to ban gerrymandering," it's like, you argued for that district in northern Florida. I don't want to hear it.
I was gonna say, okay, you want to ban gerrymandering? Sure thing. Let's get rid of all these racially gerrymandered seats, like the Jax one. Like that's ridiculous.
PK2 for 2. I would not redraw South Carolina. It would be a dummy mander. That's fair enough.
I would leave South Carolina alone for sure because it's what like a Trump plus 11 or 12 state.
Yeah.
You really can't do too much to it, or because like the Mesa seat is already kind of in peril here.
Yeah, so they're not going to change much, but definitely Mississippi. That's the easiest one. You're in Section 2, that's gone tomorrow. So.
Okay, no. Mississippi, you can draw a Trump district that's majority black in Mississippi.
I know.
I did it.
Why do they do
that?
I
did it, because, well, the Gingles or Jing, I don't know how the fuck you say it. The current, standard for a minority seat is that, you have to make it so that they have to win the seat no matter what kind of thing. Which basically means it's basically the Supreme Court ruled basically said, we don't really care about the seat actually being majority minority or majority whatever race. It has to be a gerrymander for one party or the other.
But yeah, that's why when you start reading into those decisions about Section 2, they way overstepped boundaries with that. Section 2 made sense in the 60s and 70s, but now it's it's getting to a point where, oh my god, freaking Alabama's considered a racial gerrymander now. It's do these people seriously think it's 1962 or whatever?
It's it'd be one thing if Alabama was 7-0, right? It is 6-1. It's not even the first district is even remotely competitive. It's Biden plus 20, 25.
Yeah.
That district is not flipping under any circumstances. What I will say about let's say, they go to Louisiana, we don't get Section 2 overturned, whatever. The second district, the second black district, voted for Kay Ivey last year. Not saying it'll flip this year, because it definitely will not. But down the line, or let's say in 2026, let's say Democrats in the White House, let's say there's super low black turnout again, and let's say that we have some form of black movement to the right. That seat is gone. And then boom, the court-drawn VRA seat no longer matters. Because
and then they're going to sue that again. Watch them sue again.
Yeah, they're probably going to sue again and say, hey, this court-drawn racial gerrymander wasn't strong enough. Redraw it.
They did that in North Carolina. Remember that? Every time they kept changing the map, oh man, we need another one. Oh no, we need another one. We need another one. It's they do this every time. They don't care about black voters. If they vote a Republican, they would abolish Section 2 tomorrow.
Section 2 would not be it. Section 2 would have been gone a while ago if minorities were if black voters were anything less than I don't even know, what is it, 90-10 right now? If it was anything less than that, it would be it wouldn't exist anymore.
They would say, it has to be it has to be.
No, but white. You guys forget the other reason we need to abolish gerrymandering is because J.D. Vance gerrymandered his way to victory in Ohio in 2022, defeating strong moderate.
That. I fucking remember that shit.
I remember that with DeSantis. Remember that? He gerrymandered Miami-Dade.
Ron DeSantis gerrymandered statewide votes by stealing votes from Kay Ivey in 2022. That's how strong Ron DeSantis is. He's so electable, guys. He stole states from Alabama.
So true.
But some people actually believe that. There's some people that believe Ron DeSantis gerrymander the state.
Yeah, we call those people midwits rap.
Although, to be fair, there is an argument to be made that Baldwin County, Alabama should go to Florida, but that's just me. That's just me.
Anyways.
I did want to actually say something, though.
Yeah.
In regards to sorry, no, I'm planning on my delivery right now. In regards to the state of affairs with the House and whatnot, I do think that it is essential. Mike Johnson proves that Congress is capable of doing, Republicans in Congress are capable of doing what they need to do while in the minority, technically speaking. They're not the House Republicans, but, the Republicans as a whole. Because if Mike Johnson can prove he's the man to be able to lead a narrow Republican House with a Democrat-controlled Senate and executive president, executiveship, people's opinions of Congress will probably be
much better
way
than
less harsh. Yeah, no, if we can prove that House Republicans are capable of getting shit done, now that Kevin McCarthy is out, that's a big win for MAGA, because MAGA Mike is going to pass America First legislation. Sure, he's doing things that could be considered establishment adjacent, but if MAGA means we're going to shut the government down for months on end
for
because
nothing.
for literally fucking nothing, then I don't want to associate with that fucking branch of MAGA. We need the government to work. I waste my goddamn money paying these clowns to do nothing. I'd rather secede than give fucking Alexandria Ocasio-Cortez my goddamn taxpayer dollars.
Okay.
No! Work for me! Work for me, MAGA Mike!
MAGA
Southern
Mike.
Pride worldwide!
Okay, let's actually get into the CR stuff, talk about what's actually in it, why this was a smart move, because people need to understand. There's a difference between what McCarthy did and what Johnson did.
Yeah, no, Johnson is doing stuff out of necessity to keep the government alive and passing actually, appropriate, functional bills. Kevin McCarthy was trying to pass everything all at once, so they didn't have to do it during Christmas.
Okay, so let's get the NBC News article up. Let's go. House lawmakers. Oh god, yeah. NBC News. They're the only one that's reporting on this right now. House lawmakers on Tuesday passed Speaker Mike Johnson's stopgap funding bill to avert a government shutdown, likely punting the GOP spending fight until after the holidays. And this is big, because this is what usually happens. They pass the stopgap, but right before Christmas, the Senate passes some garbage. Like some $15 trillion bill.
Yeah, that's how the Democrats have been historically able to pass through so much shit in the House, because they just pressure everyone. Hey, don't you guys want to go home for Christmas? Yeah, then fucking vote for our 20 millions to women's gender studies in Afghanistan. Yeah. That's an actual thing they passed in 2021. By the way, they actually they sent 30 million to women's gender studies in Pakistan. I don't care. Mike is doing a great job at separating that blow.
Because what would happen is, like I said,
able to do that shit until after Christmas.
I'll take it. Good. So the vote was vote was 336 to 95, with 209 Democrats and 127 Republicans voting to support it. 93 Republican members voted against the bill, but that doesn't mean they're going to oust Johnson tomorrow. It just means they're against it. But even like Matt Gaetz said, he disagrees with it, but he understands where Johnson's coming from here. He needed to pass something, not just do what McCarthy did.
You can disagree with the bill and say, hey, this was probably the only way out at this point. And you can say, okay, fine, we'll let it go. That's not what happened with McCarthy. What happened with McCarthy was he basically just backstabbed the entire Republican caucus by just shoving this through at the last minute.
Yeah.
And not even talking to them about it or anything.
Especially the right wing of the party.
Okay.
I think the only person that didn't get backstabbed was Don Bacon.
Well,
that's because Don Bacon takes another thing from the back with McCarthy. Right. Don Bacon gets something else from behind with McCarthy.
Dear Lord. The new Speaker's so-called Laddered Continuing Resolution, or CR, would fund part of the government, including the Agriculture, Transportation, Housing, and Veterans Affairs Departments, through January 19th, and fund the Defense Department and other remaining parts of the government through February 2nd. So essentially, the important stuff in February, not so much January. And this is why I'm saying Johnson made a good move here. Because it gives us leverage here. There's two separate bills where we have a chance of getting something out of it. Not like what McCarthy was doing where we need to jam everything in one bill. It's like, that's never going to pass. If you do two separate bills, and I believe they're going to vote on each one separately, you have a better shot at getting something. It's a huge difference over what McCarthy would do. What do you guys think about that?
Yeah, no, I agree with Mike's approach entirely, and I think that people who are saying we need to get rid of Mike already because the House Freedom Caucus didn't. I don't know who needs to hear this. Probably a lot of people, knowing the mental health of people on election Twitter, but the House Freedom Caucus is not perfect, and there are a lot of times where the House Freedom Caucus seems insane, and getting rid of Mike Johnson because he did something that could be vaguely connected to what McCarthy did, but not really. You should probably go get your head checked.
What I would say about the House Freedom Caucus is, listen, I think overall it's a force for good, but it's got some pretty ridiculous members with ideologies I can best describe as incoherent. You've got Marjorie Taylor Greene, Lauren Boebert, whatever the fuck. You've got Ken Buck. I think he's just outright schizophrenic at this point.
I don't know I don't know what Ken Buck's doing.
You've got members of Congress who, yes, they need a primary challenge for sure, but it needs to be a primary challenge from the right that is also coherent and is not just an outright idiot. Yeah, because what I don't want, I don't want like the person who primaries MTG or Marjorie Green to just be some socially moderate neocon. I want an actual America First person in that seat, preferably one that isn't just like a detriment to the party because she makes the whole party look bad, but just doesn't say stupid shit the whole time.
Yeah, it doesn't say stupid shit like Vivek Ramaswamy saying "build both walls, bro."
That was actually based, not gonna lie.
Or literally fire. Like literally, he's telling the American people on day one, "I'm gonna fire millions of Americans." Like, listen, I get where he's coming from with that, but that's just really fucking stupid to say.
Yeah.
I saw a 4chan screenshot the other day that reminded Ramaswamy of saying we need to fire half of the bureaucrats, and when I saw. Like the 4chan screenshot basically said, whenever we get a new batch of job applications, I throw half of them into the trash. I don't want unlucky people working for our company. And that's what I hear when I hear Ramaswamy say shit like that.
Yeah, you have to fire the ineffective people, but keep the effective people. I don't get why, everybody needs to be fired. Like, yeah, there's some bad actors in the government, but it's like, you can't fire everybody like that.
And what makes people think that people like Ramaswamy can be trusted with the government?
I don't trust them.
If Ramaswamy's saying we should fire half the people in the state, we should fire half the people in the federal government, and Mike Johnson's out here trying to actually make the government work, Donald J. Trump is the only man who can make this shit work, which is why it's important for the House to capitalize on actually working so they can get as many members when Trump rides to victory in 2024. Right. So that Trump does have the Senate and House majorities he needs to pass essential legislation.
The CR is clean, with no spending cuts or continuous policy provisions that would alienate Democrats. It also does not include a supplemental package covering things like aid for Israel and Ukraine, humanitarian assistance, or border security, leaving those issues for later in the year. And if McCarthy was still here, it would have had all of that. It would have had aid for Israel, aid for Ukraine, aid for the border,
aid for women, gender studies, and you know what? With McCarthy, I'm actually glad you mentioned that, Rap. With McCarthy, we'd probably see the border bill be even lighter than it would be with Johnson. Yeah. Johnson actually has a solid immigration record, and Kevin's like a C minus with the Center for Immigration Studies or something like that. If it was McCarthy, he would throw billions to Ukraine and Israel, but he'd throw
$100 million.
He'd throw $100 million, absolute maximum, to the border. With Mike Johnson, we're going to get an Israeli aid bill, and then we're hopefully going to see a Ukraine aid bill tied to the border.
Well, that's the thing, though. Okay, you don't want Biden's aid plan that includes $105 million for quote unquote border security. What it's actually going towards, it's going towards processing. They're trying to import these people even faster. That's what the money's for. It's not to secure the border. It's not to increase deportations. It's not to do any of that. The purpose of the money that Biden is asking for is to bring in even more of them and then get them in the country even faster. Give them their paperwork and say, hey, you've got your immigration hearing is in 2027. Have fun for the next 4 years, basically being an American citizen.
Yeah, and that's the thing where it's people don't understand. I would much rather have us deal with this in February than being forced to vote that in. Because that bill just sucks.
I can't remember what news outlet it was. Oh, it was New York Times. If none of you have done it yet, read New York Times' article on what Trump plans to do with immigration.
I saw that.
It is beautiful. I plan to enlist with the Texas Army National Guard within the next half year so I could do college and have the government pay for my shit. But I would straight up just abandon the idea of going to college for a couple years if it meant I got to help deport illegals in the Texas area, because so this is obviously anecdotal. So I have 4 friends. They're very, very anti military. They have very anti-Semitic superstition, stuff like that. You guys know the type of characters I'm describing here, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
The I don't want to die for Israel type of really low IQ people. I showed this to most of my friends, and I showed them to showed the article to them that, and most of them said, I don't want to go die for Israel, but I would fucking sign up literally the moment Trump says that we're going to start using the National Guard to deport illegals. That's the kind of shit you need to get people to enlist with the military. That's the kind of shit you need to get people to want to join the military and protect the country.
Yeah,
that is the right move with what Trump's doing.
Let me pull up the immigration thing, because this is actually a really good point, a really big point. Okay. So, let's see here. He plans to scour the country for unauthorized immigrants and deport people by the millions per year.
I would like to remind people that Pakistan, essentially a failed state, deported 250,000 illegal immigrants in 2 months. Pakistan could deport. Pakistan could afford to deport 1 million people. In like 1 million, like Pakistan can afford to deport like 1.5 million illegal immigrants in a year.
Pakistan is in the process of expelling, give or take, 1.7 million Afghans.
They could just do that in 5 minutes, but we can't deport 5 people. Oh my gosh. Yeah. And that's why it's like, these people are unbelievable. And it's like, Trump actually has a plan. Hey, we're going to deport all these people. It's about freaking time somebody says it.
Trump is the only person who will actually do something with Trump is the only person who will do something with Schedule F. Trump's the only man, like the Trump campaign and Trump himself, they are the only people in the only campaign that have a solid plan with getting rid of government bureaucrats as opposed to Vivek Ramaswamy's fucking, build both walls. Let's fire everyone that has their social security ending in an odd number. And then you have Haley, who, if none of you are aware, she said that she would have federally mandated online identification for social media. Straight up, that would cause Ohio to go likely Republican. I'm pretty sure that would put fucking North Carolina and Ohio, or not Republican, Democrat. I'm pretty sure that'd put like Iowa, Florida, and well, maybe not Florida, but like Iowa and North Carolina straight up go back into play.
And these idiots,
Haley's fucking insane
idiots
idea.
think it's electable. They think people are not going to mind that. When you talk about, oh yeah, the government's going to know everything about your social media platform. We're going to know everything. Yeah, I'm sure people are going to vote in huge numbers for that.
I love this idea by the establishment that the old guard neocons are electable. These are the same people whose entire party platform is, I want to bomb the Middle East, I want to abolish Social Security, I want to ban gay marriage. Like, these people, they take the most unpopular positions on pretty much every issue imaginable, but they tell us that people who are more MAGA are the less electable ones.
Well, because they use anecdotal evidence from 2022, which, again, if you look at turnout data, it proves otherwise, but whatever. It's like, gee, the candidate that got $0 from Kevin McCarthy, yeah, he's going to underperform the guy that got $50 million. No shit!
Are you telling me that if the GOP spends, $500,000 calling Joe Kent a Nazi and a Marxist, he's not going to perform well in the general with Republicans? I am thoroughly shocked.
They did the same thing to Look up what Kevin McCarthy did to Majewski. He said this publicly, by the way. What they did to Majewski, and again, he probably was going to lose either way, but what they did to him is a disgrace.
Oh yeah, he was. They straight up just lied. McCarthy was pretty much complicit in it. They lied and said that, he wasn't, he didn't ever serve in combat. Accusing a politician or like somebody running for office of falsifying a combat record. No shit, he lost by 14 points. I'm amazed it wasn't more, to be honest with you.
And against freaking, what's her name? Captor? Yeah, Captor.
Captor. Okay, if you look at like the historical results, Majewski did not do much worse than most people who challenged her do. I think he underperformed Trump by the same amount that most other people who challenged her did compared to the presidential nominee beforehand. So the fact that, this has all been proven now. He actually does. He did serve in combat. This record is proven. It's been fixed. He's running again. And assuming that I think Trump probably takes that district by more than 5. now that hopefully the people, they don't fall for the same lies that they did the first time, I think he has a shot, 100%.
Well, and the biggest scandal that people need to look into, and again, this is just a rumor, was McCarthy made a deal with Captor that if he had trouble with the speakership, she would help him out. There was that rumor going around, which I don't know if that's true or not, but it's like, when you realize like how little they spent on Majewski, it really makes you wonder. It's like, did they make a backroom deal with Captor on something?
Another reason that Mike Johnson is going to be really good is that he's going to be much wiser with spending funds for House Republicans than McCarthy.
And speaking of funds, he raised the most to speak of any Republican this year in like 5 weeks.
I loved that argument. Oh my God, he's a backbench. He's barely even in leadership. McCarthy was such a great fundraiser, and then he outraises McCarthy.
By like what? A factor of 1.25?
It was some crazy amount.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, no shit. If the base wants somebody and you give them that person, yeah, they're going to fundraise. They're going to donate a lot of money to him.
Let me see if I can find the finance summary.
Mike Johnson is the speaker the American people need and deserve, and you can't convince me elsewise.
But it's unbelievable. They said McCarthy's the only one that could fundraise. Well,
McCarthy can't fundraise for shit. McCarthy's one of the first. McCarthy was worse than Boner for Boner. McCarthy was worse than Boner for fundraising. I'm pretty sure
he was, but it's like he's only effective because some of these Republicans, like John Duarte in California, they're lazy. They don't fundraise. They don't fundraise for themselves. They just bank on what Kevin McCarthy does, and people wonder why this fundraising's so bad for the GOP.
Yeah. All I'm saying is that now that McCarthy is gone, we should actually see effective House fundraising and management. And I think that Mike Johnson can do a lot to resuscitate the Republican Party's image in the House to the American people. Because I understand a lot of people just don't. I understand like a lot of conservatives just do not like the House in any capacity, but people need to realize that fundamentally, whether or not you like the people in the House and whether or not you like or dislike Trump, in order for Trump to be an effective president, he has to have the Senate and he has to have the House. And there are two big reasons we don't control the House.
You mean Senate?
One, control the House historically speaking. Because there's only been like 3 times we've controlled the House. It was like from 94 to 98, from 2014 to 2018, and then like from now until it's up in the air. The big thing people need to realize is that, one, we have a severe funding issue. Mike Johnson has already proven he is going to be the most effective fundraiser in a long fucking time. 2, Mike Johnson is an effective speaker and can get what he needs out of the party. 3, Section 2 has to go.
If it does.
Section 2, yeah. The main reason Democrats control the House is not through elections, but through lawfare and funny bullshit. People need to realize the reason Democrats control the United States House of Representatives is because they abuse the law. They don't do rule of law. Democrats use a legal concept called rule by law. You know who does rule by law? The Chinese Communist Party. And that's like not even me channeling my inner like Southern boomer conservative. That's straight up what they do. Democrats abuse the legal system and they abuse electoral fucking rulings and bullshit.
I mean,
the reason the Democrats control the House is because they are able to abuse the courts and they are able to abuse their like legal precedents to be able to get they ring out extra Black and Hispanic voters in the South and Southwest and the Midwest.
The most egregious example, North Carolina. Remember this. There was a referendum in 2018 for voter ID in a blue wave. It passed by 15 points in North Carolina. The North Carolina Supreme Court, which was Democrat, by the way, at that time, they overturned it. They just said, no, this is illegal. Screw the voters.
Yeah.
Okay. Going back to Section 2, let's say that Republicans, they overturn Section 2, they get rid of Louisiana, Mississippi, Alabama, Memphis, they take out that South Georgia seat, they take out 1, 2, 3, 4 seats out of North Carolina, they have a 230-seat majority. That's before you even take into account flips like Washington's 5th or like sections of third, sorry.
Yeah, the Voting Rights Act alone, like getting rid of the VRA in Section 2 in the South alone would mean that House Republicans could take a lot more. Like, I'm pretty sure if we had I straight up, the Democrats would have to rely on a 2018 style blue wave to take back control of the House. If we were to they would require that at a bare minimum to take back control of the House.
Well, that's why they don't want to overturn. They're scared of that.
What actually could have happened, and this is why it was really, really important for Youngkin to win a trifecta last week, is was it last week? I don't know. Whenever it was.
Last week.
Virginia has a VRA seat in South Virginia.
Really?
And so yes, it does. The one of them is there's two Democrat seats in South Virginia. I'm pretty sure one of them, at least one of them, maybe both of them, are VRA seats.
They are.
If they had overturned Section 2 and Youngkin had his 51-49 2020 Senate majority, assuming he gets everybody on board, which not always a guarantee, but we're to pretend that he does, right? That also knocks off a seat or two. He could have redrawn.
I think Virginia has a commission. I thought.
Do they have a commission?
I thought they had a commission.
I thought it was like isn't it like New York where like if the commission it's a commission can fail or something like that?
I think it's
Okay, but your point's made. This is like repealing the Voting Rights Act would assure that we basically pick up the House for the foreseeable future, potentially even more, because Democrats don't win through elections. Democrats are not an electable party in areas like
for the
South.
The House,
and in the House. The reason Democrats win elections, the reason Democrats control the government is through lawfare. If Trump was not being dragged through fucking mud, water, and fire right now with his lawsuits, we would probably see the biggest electoral victory since Ronald Reagan.
I wouldn't go that far, but I think it would be a reasonable victory. It's just, but they can't win through it. They know that Biden is historically probably the weakest incumbent president ever.
This is like Joe Biden he's
Joe
rapidly
Biden,
approaching Jimmy Carter territory.
Worse, I think Jimmy Carter. At least people like Carter. People like Carter.
Yeah, personally. People say that Carter was a terror. Like you know what? But you know what Carter has that fucking Biden doesn't? Camp David Accords.
Yeah.
At least Carter had one. He had one foreign policy
chill out.
victory.
Holy crap.
Sorry, I'm getting excited right now. I'm also rolling around with the windows down in the country.
But yeah. It's just like at some point people need to understand that he is, at least Carter was liked personally. People did not like his policy, but at least people liked him.
People would go out to vote for Carter because, he was a terrible president, but at least he's likable. Biden's not likable. The only Democrat who was less likable.
Uh-oh.
Oh, you're out. You got cut out.
You're
cut out.
You probably have to server mute him for a little bit.
Yeah. Sorry.
Just for now.
Yeah. Oh, wait.
Oh, wait, he's back. He's back.
Yeah, I'm back. Sorry, I went down a hill. I was saying at least people voted for, people could go vote for Carter because, at least I like him personally. The only less likable Democratic candidate in recent memory, post-Reagan or post-Carter, is Hillary Clinton.
That's bad.
That's the thing with Biden is that, most incumbent presidents, right? People don't like him, right? They say, he's bad, this, and that, but they think he's a likable person. Trump in 2020 wasn't really liked by either for his policy or his personality. They didn't really like him as a person either. He still almost won. Problem with Biden is
he only lost by 50,000 votes.
Yeah, and the thing with Biden is more unpopular than Trump right now.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Trump's popularity hasn't changed.
The only issues.
You're cutting out.
most note of. Oh wait, am I cutting out?
Yeah.
No, you're back now.
You're back.
Okay. Like another thing people need to keep in mind. Biden's on pot. There are like what? Like fuck, who was it that released that poll like with all the issues that had Trump leading on the economy to like 30 points?
I know what you're talking about.
Morning
Yeah.
Console was it?
Yeah. It was Morning
Console.
Console. Yeah. No, you go look. I think it was, but regardless, you go look at that poll. Biden's only leading Trump on like 4 issues.
2.
And they are some of the most. Yeah, it was like democracy and abortion.
That's
Biden
it.
Democracy and abortion. Biden leads abortion by 3. He leads democracy by 4. People trust Donald Trump with democracy. Imagine how ironic that is compared to 2018.
They trust. Okay, here's the thing. They trust Trump on unions and labor
Yeah.
more than they
Social
trust
Security.
Biden.
Social
And
Security.
Social Security.
People trust Trump on organized labor and Social Security more than Biden. How fucking ironic is that? The Republicans are the party of Republicans are now the party of organized labor and Social Security.
Oh my gosh. Show that to somebody 10 years ago. Just the irony of that. Trump is
Imagine showing this to fucking Romney 2012.
Bro, imagine this. 10
Which, by
years
the way,
ago.
Pedro Gonzalez is fucking insane for saying Trump is bad because he supported Romney. Severe.
Did he say that?
Yeah! No! You go look at Pedro Gonzalez's timeline. He was giving Trump shit for endorsing Mitt Romney and saying, go vote for Mitt Romney on Election Day in 2012. Trump derangement syndrome. Oh no! Donald Trump defended supporting the Republican candidate against one of the most dangerous Democrats in recent history.
Oh my
Arguably
God,
the most
he did.
dangerous Democrat since Lyndon B. Johnson.
did.
Obama is not as bad as Johnson or Roosevelt, but he's easily one of the worst.
Look at this.
But, yeah.
Okay. DeSantis.
We need to send Pedro back to where he fucking came from!
DeSantis supported Romney in college more than 2 decades ago. Trump endorsed Romney's presidential bid in 2012. Blah, blah, blah. Jason Miller fest in court.
Okay, I found the issue. I think this is
gosh.
Morning.
Pedro. And you got
I found
Christina
more,
Paschal. Oh my freaking god.
I found Morning
Pedro
Compost.
Pedro is the worst DeSantis grifter because unlike the rest of them, like Max Nordau, Pedro's actually fucking smart.
Supposedly.
Well, no, Pedro is smart. You go read his
I know he's smart, but it just recently it seems like, are you sure that's the same guy?
All right, I'm muting myself. I gotta go grab another delivery, y'all. I can still hear y'all.
Okay.
So back to Morning Compost, they posted on the key issues. The only thing Biden is leading on is abortion, climate change, obviously, healthcare, and democracy.
Can you link that to me? Can you just link to the chat?
Here, I'll post it.
Because I want to show people this, because I'm getting sick and tired of these people.
He is losing on Social Security, actually. I didn't realize that.
Oh, by 0.1 or whatever that is.
It looks to be about 3 points, yeah.
I mean, chat.
He's ahead on labor, housing, infrastructure. He's even ahead on the Russia-Ukraine war.
Yeah, people trust Trump on everything except democracy or abortion. And abortion's by 4 or 5.
I think abortion is give or take 4.5 points.
And people say, "Oh, Trump's gonna kill us because of abortion." He's losing the issue by 4. If this was DeSantis, oh my freaking god, it would be like 30. It would be 30 or 40 points if it was DeSantis or Haley. It's called Trump is being smart about it. Again, I don't necessarily agree with Trump on what he's saying, but it's a smart path to take right now.
I'll be right back.
Focus on late-term abortion. It's absolutely baffling to me that, secretly there is proof that Trump's going to lose next year. He's winning every issue. 15 to 20 points. I mean, chat, what does this tell you?
I think the only issue that might actually hit, I'm back by the way, the only issue that might actually put a dent in Trump's ceiling is his, Biden is still leading on abortion, so there are definitely going to be a substantial amount of abortion-only voters, especially younger women. But I don't see how those voters are going to turn out compared to the fucking hordes of youth people like youth voters who are going to go vote for Trump because he's got better messaging on the economy, on housing, on everything. Yeah.
And here's the thing with that. Like, obviously, this is bad enough, right? You know, he's down on immigration, economy, crime, everything like that. Okay. If you look at like the people who say like, "Oh, this is my most important issue," the issues he's losing on, I think they combine for like 20% of the electorate.
Yeah, and they're all partisan Dems. That's only partisan Dems are saying climate change.
The economy is nearing 50%. It goes like economy, immigration, crime. Those are his top 3 issues that he's smoking Biden on right now.
Yeah.
And those are also the 3 most important issues going into 2024.
I would also say foreign policy starting to become a big one, but people trust Trump on that. They trust Trump on foreign policy.
People trust President Donald J. Trump to be president. Wow.
I mean, it's just the fact that he's losing labor and unions to Trump.
Yeah, and people are going to say Trump's unelectable. Like, the only way Trump is unelectable, the only reality, and Ye can back me up on this, because I'm going to phrase this in a way that makes sense. The only way Trump is unelectable is through extra elective means. Trump can only lose elections if you go beyond elections to overturn those electoral results.
Not only that, but if he gets thrown in jail and like kicked off the ballot, maybe. But it's like, I don't think it's going to happen. Even the Minnesota Supreme Court, they said, screw you, this is stupid. Because every court's realizing, they may hate Trump, but it's like, do you idiots understand what would happen if this was the other way around? Do you understand the precedent that this sets? This is too much for us, but they're trying everything.
Imagine what would happen if Trump became president while being put in prison. Trump could not only get himself the fuck out, even if he didn't and Trump was to somehow rule from prison, which, by the way, he could very easily just be put under house arrest in the White House, because that is the obligatory...
Well, the only thing is he can't pardon himself from state charges, which is New York and Georgia.
But at that point, I think if Trump wins, they're just gonna like, you know what, this is worthless.
Well, again, worst case, Trump gets put into house arrest in the White House because he is legally obliged to reside in the White House. But if they put Trump behind bars, oh my God, I don't think they're ready for what he's gonna do to Barack Obama and Bill Clinton.
Okay, Lord Rhino.
I would rip my shirt off and scream in joy if I saw Bill fucking Clinton get put in prison. Fuck you, Slick Willie!
Okay. Okay, Lord Rhino for 5. Dear Lord. If Trump is winning the labor/union vote, does that make Michigan more likely a Trump state than Biden state? It's possible.
Yes, absolutely. The only way I see Michigan not flipping to like Trump, like we're going to see Trump. People need to keep this in mind. There are 2 reasons Clinton didn't win Michigan in 2016. Her comments in Syria were absolutely instrumental in discouraging Arab voters to vote for her. Like, I'm convinced the Syrian strikes comment from Clinton in the debates was a major factor with Trump winning Michigan. And Trump was initially more appealing to labor voters. We have that framework, especially with the Arabs now, for Trump to win Michigan again. Is it going to be an uphill battle? Yes, because you absolutely have to deal with the Gretchen Whitler machine.
Okay, before I comment on that, gateway politics for 2. Donald Trump will be the next president. There's a possibility, but yeah, like Tyrone is saying, if these these Muslim voters, if they don't vote, Biden's screwed in Michigan. Like, Trump's not going to win that vote, obviously, but did you guys see that poll that came out like a month ago? Or like 2 weeks ago? Trump is like tied with Arab voters.
Yeah.
It's like, he doesn't tie with them.
Trump doesn't need to win Arab voters, by the way. I know a lot of people think Trump has to tie with Arab voters.
Doesn't.
No, he doesn't. Trump can lose Arab voters by like 10 to 20 points, as long as the Arab voters in areas like Grand Rapids and Chicago don't go out to vote for Biden. Trump has a strong pathway for making inroads in areas like Illinois and Michigan.
Yeah, and we got what happens to Jewish vote, which is prevalent in Pennsylvania, mind you. It's like, people need to understand that this is a double-edged sword Biden's playing, and I don't think if people understand this, they think,
the No, the Regency Council does not understand that this is a dangerous game that they're playing, in fact.
Because it's a double-edged sword. Either they piss off the Jewish voters, or they piss off the Muslim voters. They're pissing off everybody with how they're handling it. They're like, oh, we're gonna...
You have to pick one or the other. You can't try to appeal to both, because that is not a coalition. I'm amazed the coalition lasted this long, because there was a big situation in, like, what was it, late 2020, early 2021? There was another Israel situation. I'm amazed that this coalition of Palestine supporters and Zionists was able to last even this long.
Because, to be fair, because that wasn't a full-blown war. This one is.
I'm surprised it was able to outlast the Obama years, frankly.
And I brought this up on Twitter, and again, I'm not trying to shill for my Twitter, but like I said, Democrat coalitions, you can look back at the past 100 years. They last in 10 to 15-year intervals, the coalitions. And lo and behold, we are 10 to 15 years in the Obama coalition. And it's starting to implode on itself. So
this is supposed to be apparently the seventh party system. We'll see how that goes, though.
I think it's gonna. I think the Democrat coalition's imploding. I
think one thing people need to realize about what's happening in Israel and Palestine is, like, I see a lot of people say, yeah, sure, this is going to be a war, but, like, people aren't going to go out to vote for foreign policy / it's just going to return to what it was. No, it's not going to. Let me explain, because I actually have a head for foreign policy with stuff like this, and I have actual people in foreign diplomacy and policy in DC. No, this is not the end. Like, this is not like a perpetuation. This is the end of all of this. This is going to be the definitive end of, do Jews or Muslims support the Democratic Party? Because, like, we haven't seen something like this since 2006, and the Democratic coalition just did not exist then in its current form.
Yeah, and Obama...
Well, that's the thing. No, because, like, the Republicans used to, like, crush it with Muslims. They used to win them like 80-20.
Hold on. Let me pull up the 2000 exit poll, because this is the funniest thing ever. But
2000 exit poll, from 2000 to 2004, I think it was literally like, it was like a 200-point swing. Not really.
Yeah.
It was like 100. It was like a one.
Okay, Man Milk for 2.
Wow, you're telling me George W. Bush wins by Assad margins? Damn, I guess Bush did have to go.
Man Milk for 2. What unites white neoliberals and far-left minorities? You guys could probably answer this better, because I am my
just about nothing. White libs support
Literally
the GOP
nothing.
because of social issues, and well, I guess minorities are just, in general, they're just naturally democratic, just because, you know, that's what happens whenever there's this giant machine within the Democrat Party that basically tells these people from birth until 18, this party hates you, this party wants you dead, this party wants you imprisoned, do not vote for them. There is very little policy disagreement. You go up to, like, you look at, like, these referendums, something like 25% of black voters voted against issue 1 in Ohio. If you look at Detroit, it underperformed Biden by 10, because here's the thing, a lot of these minorities are not even that liberal. They just vote for the liberal party.
They vote for the Liberal Party because of welfare and being told they want to fucking kill you, dog.
Yeah.
Joe Biden was like, in 2012, or I think, pretty sure it was 2012, he basically said, like, his last-ditch attempt to keep the black vote in line, which worked, by the way, was, they're going to put you back in chains. That was exactly what he said on the debate stage. And you know what? I think he fully believed that he was telling the truth in that situation. Because this message that the Republican Party is still the Republican Party of the 1980s and 1970s, as if both parties were not extremely, like, racist prior to the 1960s, give or take. It's hilarious. These people still think that we're the party of like, I don't even know, like, yeah, they think we're the Jim Crow, like Biden did the same thing in Georgia. Georgia literally said, okay, we're going to implement free voter ID for everyone, and poll workers are not allowed to give food to people to convince them to vote for Democrats, and they did that.
Chat, I'm sorry I have to interrupt you, but I did find an exit poll from 2000. 70% of Muslims voted for Bush in 2000.
Yeah, it was ridiculous.
And the reason he won... because somebody brought this up, and I looked at the exit poll. The reason Bush won Florida was because of his Muslim vote march.
Oh, yeah.
And
the biggest thing people need to understand, the whole reason the Obama coalition works is because of intersectionality, and I really hope the average IQ of your subscriber base is high enough to understand what intersectionality is.
Oh, they do. No, my watch is smart.
The only reason the Obama coalition has lasted so long is because they turned intersectionality into a virulently anti-Trump thing. And now that intersectionality is falling on its fucking face, Hispanics, black men, Muslims, they are starting to say, hey, that Trump guy in America First thing's actually working. Obviously, the whole multiracial working class thing was a fucking stupid idea to begin with. I don't think anyone with more than half a brain is going to disagree with that. But like the thing people need to understand is Muslims are not naturally Democrat voters. One of my best friends is an Arabic Palestinian Muslim. He supports Palestine in this war, but he supports Trump. He voted for Trump in 2020, and he's going to vote for Trump in 2024 again.
Something that a lot of people I don't think understand is, I don't know what the percent is, but I think that disproportionately, I think Muslims are like disproportionately more of them are veterans, more of them are small business owners. I could be wrong, but
yes, because
they are very working class.
Yeah, I thought it was
Islamic
like
values. People need to understand Islamic values, they inherently gravitate towards a military culture and a culture of self-sufficiency, because when you're in a fucking desert and you're fucking fighting for your life, you're Arabic culture is very strong on, oh shit, that's multiple police officers up ahead. Like Islamic culture values small business owners in the West, and they value service, because military service and being a merchant is how Islam became so widespread when it was initially like having its surge. It's no wonder the Republican Party is able to win them when they have such mutual interests. This Israel-Palestine war is going to be what kills intersectionality with the religious debate in the West.
I mean, and that's the thing. The GOP is still so adequately pro-Israel to the point where it's not enough to really turn off a lot of Arabic Palestine supporters, but it is enough to keep the Orthodox Jews in line, because that is also, they're really not that prevalent outside of New York and New Jersey, which means they're not really that useful in terms of electoral prowess.
Hey, I'm gonna mute myself real quickly. There's like, I shit you not, I just pulled up to it. Like, there's like 4 wrecked cars, 3 EMSs, and 2 police officers.
Yeah. You worry about that. You just worry about that. All right, focus on that.
What was I saying about something? Orthodox Jews. They're very good for like local level elections. They're very good. They're pretty much the only places they win New York City Council seats. They're pretty much the only places that they're like super Republican in New Jersey. But they don't really have a big purpose outside of that, because New Jersey and New York are not competitive. Although I would argue that New York was as competitive as it was last year because of the Orthodox Jewish vote.
I'm telling you, something's happening in New Jersey also. But
I wouldn't really say that.
I'm calling it.
It just depends on. So the problem with New Jersey, right? The Central Jersey is shifting hard left. North Jersey is stagnant or slightly right trending. And South Jersey, I don't fucking know, because every election it looks like, hey, I'm gonna go right here, and then it barely moves. Especially since last week they literally knocked off Ed Durr in a Trump +3 seat.
Yeah, we just gotta see. PK for 2. Poor lady lost because of Indians apparently. What?
I'm not surprised. I mean, minorities are really not that fond of being represented by an online prostitute.
Yeah, I mean,
man, I mean, I'd expect Indians to be all about that Bob and Vagana.
Oh, good lord. I think it's talk about American Indians, Native Americans, but
I don't think so. I don't think there are Native Americans in Porn Lady District.
I don't know. Who knows? South New Jersey is largely Republican. Yeah, you got Ocean County, I think it is, right? That's like
South Jersey. Well, it depends. If you're looking at South Jersey as a whole, yes. I'm talking about like the 5 counties on the southern part of it. They're very ancestry Democrat. They vote Democrat pretty hard on the local level, but on the national level, federally, not even federally because it voted for Menendez, but for Trump specifically, because it's very Italian, it's very working class, it is very right trending to the point where what's his face, the guy who became a Republican in 2019,
Jeff Van Drew.
Van Drew, yes, with the point where Van Drew is winning like Biden +12 districts, counties on the same time that they're voting like down ballot, like Biden +15 or Biden +20.
Let's see here.
Yeah, but back to what I was initially saying, because I just want to wrap it up. the current situation with the Middle East, I do think that is going to fundamentally just break Muslim support in the Obama intersectionality coalition, because this is going to just prove the Democrats are still ultimately a neoliberal globalist war party, and Muslims aren't going to support that with their values. And Trump doesn't, Trump doesn't need to win them. Trump doesn't need to win Muslims. The Republicans just have to have Muslims just at baseline. Muslims need to stay home, and it seriously looks like that they're going to do that in areas like Dearborn and Grand Rapids.
Oh yeah, and the thing was Trump isn't making enough outwardly pro-Israel statements. His situation, his take on the Israel-Palestine situation is let it play out, which he said, I think that's a very silly thing to say.
It's let it play out, and Netanyahu needs to go.
Well, everybody agrees that. The voters of Israel is saying he needs to go, and the people say it's unpopular. What the hell are they talking about?
Over 80% of Israelis support getting rid of Netanyahu. I'm just going to say that.
And they're so worried about evangelical. Listen, if Jewish people in Israel are saying this guy has got to go for failing us, do you really think white evangelicals are going to say I'm not going to vote for Trump because of this?
Of course they're going to vote for Trump. Trump is a Republican and Biden is a Democrat. They're not going to vote for Biden, and I don't think they'll stay home because they're very high propensity voters.
Let's see here. Hey Rap, if you know much about San Diego County politics, you would know that what's likely to happen in 5-10 years. I don't know enough about San Diego, so I will
tell you. It's just as simple as the Hispanic areas are going right, the white areas are going left. It's just that simple.
Can the lieutenant governor?
Just wrapping up what I said, the Israel-Hamas war, that is going to just redefine the Obama coalition, because the only reason the Obama coalition was able to keep their margin so high is because they were able to win Muslim voters in areas like suburban areas, primarily in places like Chicago. I mean, fucking Obama won Chicago for reasons, Chicago. Obama won Illinois for reasons other than fucking Muslims, because he's an Illinois native.
Yeah.
But Obama was able to have such high margins in areas like Virginia and Michigan because he was able to appeal to Muslims. With that appeal being destroyed by Biden, there is literally no fucking reason that Muslims are going to stay for Democrats in areas like Virginia and Michigan.
And I do love this. We've managed to put this divide within the Congressional Democrat Caucus. We literally got 10 or 12 Democrats to vote to censure their own party member. That's how fucking bad the situation's gotten. They're not even united on the Israel issue anymore.
That would never fly if Pelosi was the that would never happen if Pelosi was in charge. Not only does that just prove the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries is which one were you laughed at that? I couldn't tell.
All of it.
Yeah.
The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries, my Negro brother from another mother.
Bro.
No, I'm pretty sure Al Green said that. No, Al Green said that.
No, Al Green did say that. Al Green did say that.
Okay. Yeah. And at the same time, it's literally that is a very often used term. It's not even a slur.
I just thought you were going somewhere else, but did Al Green actually say that?
Yes, Al Green actually did say that.
Oh my god, yeah. Fucking yeah. At this point, it's weird that it's one of the few things to actually divide the caucus is whether or not we should censure somebody for saying what is essentially death to Israel, but in a different way.
Death to Israel, but diverse and inclusive. Inclusive death to Israel. This war is ripping Democrats apart. This would have never happened under Pelosi. The system is just so hilariously broken that there is literally no way you can say, hey, Muslims are gonna go vote for Biden with fucking Assad margins. No, that's not happening. The intersectionality is dead. Muslim support for Democrats is dead. If the Democrats can't even keep their own party from censoring their own members with Tlaib, what the fuck makes people think that Muslims are gonna go vote for Biden?
Yeah, it's
the Democrats have gone so crazy on the pro-Israel question. they've basically shown their party. They've shown their Muslim voters that they are the Zionist party more than the Republicans at this point.
Okay.
Oh, yeah.
Charlie Howard for 2. What do you think about North Carolina's political future? I think it's Republican. Lord Rhino for 5. Is it Trump's opinion on the Palestine-Israel war to let Hamas be destroyed and remove Israel's government for warmongering? I think that's exactly what it is. It's like Israel's incompetent, but we obviously support them. But their leadership has got to go.
Like, obviously, Israel over Hamas, but at the same time, it's like, I really think that this whole situation should just end in a There's the thing. There's really, like, this issue is so old. It's just a he said, she said of it, like, oh, you started this, so you started this. At the end of the day, the Hamas as it exists now wants to completely eradicate Israel. All right? That's
and
just
Christians.
And Christians, yeah. And Americans as a whole. Death to America, death to Israel. That's their entire shtick, right?
America is the great Satan. They've taken those talking points straight from Khomeini.
Yeah. So it's like at the same time, it's like, okay, so yeah, cool. But now Israel isn't being as careful as it should be whenever it has to deal with Hamas, who, to Israel's credit, not to Israel's credit, but like, not to be like, oh, not to be unfair to them, they are literally using hospitals as military shields. But still, they're not being as careful as they should be. At the end of the day, I think anybody who is devoutly, this side is perfect and this side is the best, I think there's a fundamental misunderstanding of this entire situation.
I fucking hate Henry Kissinger, but I think Henry Kissinger's position is perfect. It's a damn shame both sides can't lose.
Oh, yeah.
Well, it's just one of those things where it's like, you lose no matter who wins. Well, I won't go that far, but obviously I'm still pro-Israel. I'm just saying, like, with how incompetent the government is for Israel, it's like, if they weren't an ally to us, it's like, I don't know about that one. But I still support Israel, but I understand where you guys are coming from. But...
Well, no. Let me. Maybe I didn't make myself clear. I am still pro-Israel, right? Israel over Hamas every step of the way, devoutly so. I am not going to sit here and say that I want Israel to be destroyed. But at the same time, they are making some stupid fucking decisions, and I think Netanyahu probably has to go.
He's probably going to be gone anyways.
Who must go?
Oh, man. You got to pull up the Assad meme.
Oh, yeah.
Let's see here. Democrats have been talking about destroying America since 2020. They've been talking about that for a while. People caught on to it. So, no way Democrats are more pro-Israel than Republicans. Iran is funding Hamas with money Biden gave them. Well, no one's saying that. Everybody's just saying that Democrats are screwing themselves with how they're handling this.
Hey, I'll be right back. I got a call customer. Google Maps is yet again failing me. I have to figure out which house they are.
That's fine.
All right, I'll be right back. I'll be back in like less than 2 minutes.
Okay.
Also, for everybody who was wondering, I just registered for my classes next semester. Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
When is Israel's next election? Probably next week. When Israel does elections. Because like every 5 minutes there's an election.
It has to happen. I think it's on... Oh, no. Never mind. It's expected to be held October 2026. So we still got 3 years. Unless there is a snap election, which, probably could happen.
With how Israel does conduct elections, yeah, there's probably be a snap one.
Eventually.
I
just don't really. The only problem is, I want Netanyahu gone. I don't want him being replaced by some center-left guy who's going to appease Hamas and basically just give them whatever the fuck they want.
That's a fear that you get stuck with somebody like that, But, Rap, is Scott Presser the next Batman? The hero we need, not the one we deserve. Well, kind of. Because, like, nobody else is doing anything at the GOP. And speaking of the RNC...
Oh, God.
Let me pull it up. Charlie Kirk actually brought something up, actually very interesting. I know Kirk's kind of a meme still, but...
Was he ever not?
I know. Let's see here. It was something about Ronnie McDaniel. Yeah. So according to Mediaite, Trump is increasingly sour with Ronnie McDaniel, as advisors urge him to demand RNC chief's resignation.
I don't really understand why. She literally only got power because... she was the chair of the Michigan. Was it Michigan, right?
Yeah, Michigan.
That better not be. Yeah, she was the chair of the Michigan GOP at the time that Trump won the state narrowly. That was the only reason she got that power. Well, that and because her uncle is Mitt fucking Romney.
Yeah.
As if you didn't need more reason to not like her. and she's been a failure. I don't think she's done anything really meaningful. We haven't had any major accomplishment the Republican Party has been almost exclusively because of the person running, whether that be Youngkin or Zeldin. It's not because Ronna McDaniel is just this fabulous person.
Oh, the Virginia
All right, I'm back.
stuff.
What are we talking
I will
about?
say that apparently Trump is wanting Ronnie McDaniel out now. He's
Good.
in his retirement. So
Here.
people gotta understand what I think is the final nail in the coffin was what happened in Virginia. And don't say anything. I'll explain this. So what happened was the Republican Party of Virginia, they requested $1 million. All right, the GOP chairman. No. Yeah, the GOP chairman confirmed this, that they requested $1 million. Ronna said no.
Ronna McDaniel.
Hey, Tyrone, let me finish. Sorry, but yeah, Ronna said no. And then after she was asked about it, she said, the Virginia GOP never asked for money. And the Virginia GOP chairman saying, you're full of shit. We asked you multiple times for $1 million.
You brought receipts?
Yeah. I know I personally, not personally because I know her online, but I am mutuals with the chairwoman of the Virginia Young Republicans. She recently lost her bid to become the chairwoman of the nationwide Young Republicans. She fucking confirmed that McDaniel told the Virginia GOP, "Go fuck yourself."
Unbelievable. And they lie about it. She lied about it. That's the thing that gets everybody. It's like, apparently that may get her thrown out. You can't just deny a state party like that.
I don't understand. What did she spend the money on? Because $1 million, listen.
Botox. In
politics, $1 million is not that much, especially when you're talking about an entire legislative set of 140. It's not 140 because there's some uncontesteds, but it's probably over 100 candidates. That's not $1 million. Does not go that far. I'm sorry. So they only asked for $1 million. What the fuck did they spend the money on instead of just giving it to the Virginia GOP? Did they spend it on issue 1? I don't think so. As far as I know, they didn't spend anything on issue 1.
Here's what they spent it on. Her face.
That's what they spent it on. Botox, yeah.
But it's just unbelievable. And she lies about it when she was asked about it. Just say, look, we didn't spend money because of whatever. And guess what? We lost the state legislature by 1,000 votes or whatever it was.
Oh, yeah. It was barely, not even that. I don't even think it was barely that. Yeah. It was quite literally the GOP's, for some reason, the GOP's path to victory in the state Senate, get this, was a Biden plus 23, McAuliffe plus 5 seat that they lost by 3 points. You want to know why? Actually, I won't say that. I'd probably get you in trouble.
Oh, good Lord.
You probably know who I'm talking about. Yeah. I tweeted about it before. Yeah. That individual almost lost for a certain reason, and that was the tipping point seat. And if we had just spent some money there,
we could have won. We could have the state legislature right now. And Young could
come. All right, I'm back. Yeah.
Although the GOP is supposed to apparently they're actually going to get the state Senate back anyways.
Well, that's a report, but I don't know if I believe that. I mean,
I want to listen. I want to believe.
When I was talking to my friend who was the chairman of the Virginia Republicans, Jessie Blakely, follow her on Twitter. Shout out to her. We love Jessie Blakely. She basically kind of confirmed that, McDaniel just said go fuck yourself, because McDaniel doesn't like Youngkin. So she was willing.
Are you freaking serious right now?
Yeah. McDaniel was more than happy to throw away our chances of winning Virginia because she didn't like Youngkin. McDaniel she needs to go. I'm sorry. McDaniel has to go.
Let's see here. President Gilbert giddy up for 2. McDaniel's scared of Trump, especially if he wins. Well, apparently Trump's pissed at her. So about freaking time, it's like
You know who should be? You know who? Since he's not going to be Trump's vice president, you know who should be the chair? Ooh. Who do you think I'm about to say? Zeldin? He saved us in New York.
Zeldin.
Yeah, Zeldin went down, Zeldin sacrificed his career in a blaze of glory to help us win the House. That man deserves the chairmanship.
Yeah.
That man, Zeldin and Johnson would straight up get us a super majority, and not a super majority, but they would get us a very large majority in the House.
Hey,
yeah, that's the thing with. Oh, go ahead, sorry.
No, go on. But I found something funny.
The issue with New York, that's the thing with New York, we are still experiencing this like weird like red issue, like this red wave kind of thing. It's still happening like right now. Like last week, we won like a hugely Hispanic Bronx city council seat. That is the first seat the Republican has won in the Bronx since the 70s.
Jeez.
Yeah, Zeldin deserves to be chair. Get rid of Emmer. Get rid of McDaniel.
God, especially get rid of Emmer. God, I fucking hate that guy.
Let's go. Sam Madsen for 2. Why does Ronna hate Youngkin? Who freaking knows? But guys, hear what happened with Univision today?
Oh yeah, they. I was actually going to bring that up at some point. They canceled Biden ads. They canceled the Biden campaign ads, and I tweeted about this earlier. Actually, if for whatever reason they become like outwardly pro-Trump, it is fucking over in the Sun Belt.
Univision. People need to understand this. For those who are unaware, Univision is basically the Hispanic outreach arm countrywide for the Democrats.
It was.
They were a part of the reason that Obama was able to make such high fucking margins with Democrats. With Hispanics. And like Univision is one of the main reasons that Hispanics are part of the Obama intersectionality brigade. If Univision is able to if Univision outwardly supports Trump, I don't think people are ready for the margin Trump's going to win Hispanics by.
That's the thing. God. Like, listen, Arizona is gone. Nevada is gone. You want to flip Texas with the GOP controlling Univision? Good fucking luck, man.
Bro, Univision, that's always been a Democrat. Has it always been Democrat?
It's been for quite a while. They did their damnedest to keep Donna Shalala from losing in 2020, and she still went down.
I mean, unbelievable. And there's a lot of Hispanics. They do watch Univision, so it's not like 5 people in the basement somewhere. It's like millions of people do watch it.
Let me see if I can find the numbers. Like, it's something pretty ridiculous.
I would also like to make it be known. The vast majority of illegals, the vast majority of illegal Hispanics in the United States watch fucking Univision. So that is a bit of a double-edged sword we need to watch out for there.
Yeah, the thing with Univision, it has like 5 million daily viewers.
Damn.
Which is like that's a significant chunk of just the Hispanic population overall, let alone like citizen adult Hispanics, which are the most likely to probably watch it.
Registered voters as well.
Yeah, registered voters. They are, I mean, they're pretty much the closest you can get to just a straight up state TV for the Democrat Party in terms of winning Hispanics.
And now they're bad.
And the executives met with Trump and they pulled Biden's ads. They won't even run his ads anymore.
Well, and now Democrats suddenly they're saying, "Oh, this is illegal. This is a freaking this is state media for the Republicans.
This is an insurrection."
They're just mad that like Hispanics and stuff are like going against them now. This proves my point. They don't care about Hispanics or minority voters. They don't.
Trump has a serious fighting chance in the Midwest, and he has the Sun Belt, Arizona and Nevada, even potentially New Mexico going. Like
New Mexico is almost majority Hispanic.
It is
New Mexico.
It's like 47%.
I'm not going to say New Mexico's on lockdown for Trump, but Trump would have that shit fucking shaking hardcore. And I'd say if they start running Trump ads on Univision, unironically, Trump would be the slight favorite in New Mexico.
I'm not going that far.
I wouldn't go that far. It's still like a Biden plus 11 state.
Yeah.
And the problem with New Mexico...
He would still have a fighting chance at the
problem with New Mexico is that it's very, very... The Democrat Party in New Mexico is making most of its gains with white suburbanoids. They are a huge part, especially in the Albuquerque area. So, like, they can get the margins because Hispanics. Oh my God, Hispanics are so depolarized.
The only things I know about Albuquerque are Breaking Bad, that one Frank Zappa song, and the fact that one of my best friend's schizophrenic borderline father murdered a mother of 2 there in 2007.
Okay, yeah, I mean, shit.
What?
Sorry, I need to bring some heavy humor to the conversation.
Oh, good Lord. But, I mean, I'm just saying,
I'm being curious, though. One of my best friends, his father did murder a mother of 2 in Albuquerque in 2009.
That's depressing.
It's depressing. What the fuck?
That just ruined the mood for everybody.
I'm sad now.
Yeah. Chat. I don't know what to say to that.
Does anybody know what to say to that?
I don't know. Mitch McConnell will not support Johnson spending CR. That's fake. You already said
Oh yeah, this right here. Thank you, Mr. Sneedpatch. Even if New Mexico doesn't flip, New Mexico's second will flip back.
Yeah.
That's
it
the thing.
absolutely
It's a
will.
very Hispanic district. It's
Yeah, but with the Univision news and the Muslim polls, just straight up, the Obama intersectionality coalition is coming apart. Orthodox Jews are still going to go for Trump. Muslims are going to sit shit out. And if Univision starts running Trump ads, Arizona's on lockdown, Nevada's on lockdown, the Sun Belt's on lockdown, and like places like Virginia. Keep in mind, part of the reason Youngkin was able to win Virginia in 2021 was because he had such high margins with Hispanics, especially like Cubans and El Salvadorans in Northern Virginia. Univision will unironically help Trump become way more competitive in Virginia and the Midwest. Obviously, not to the degree that like Muslim voters sending out would. Am I still like? Can you guys still hear me? Just making sure I'm not.
Yeah.
But you guys get what I'm trying to say. Like Univision going pro-Trump, it's fucking over.
It's never been more over, actually.
It will always be over.
Jover.
Yeah,
it's never been more
Jover.
All right, if anybody got any more super chats, any more questions, concerns, whatever, send them now because I think we're gonna be done. This was definitely an interesting stream.
Yeah.
I think this has been one of our better streams as of late, personally.
Tyrone, I don't know what some of the stuff Tyrone was saying, but okay.
Oh, come on, you need me. I'm your stream wild card. You know me, Rap.
I know, but it's like, I don't want to get banned from YouTube, but I don't think it's anything bad you said.
To be fair, Al Green did say that one thing I said.
I know he did. Now I think about it, I think he did say
it's
something.
Hilarious. The Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
Don't say it!
Everyone
Don't!
Everyone clap! Everyone clap! Everyone clap for the Honorable Hakeem Jeffries.
Unbelievable. Oh my gosh. Mexico annexes New Mexico. Real.
God, please.
I think another thing we should talk about real quickly is how lame Greg Abbott is. Chat, for those who don't know, guess what Greg Abbott did after finally 2 years of the state Republican Party bitching at him to do it? Guess what he did, Rap?
Ban vaccine mandates. Woo!
2 years afterward!
Woo! Yay!
Let's go.
I hate Hot Wheels so much.
I love how Governor Hot Wheels is just like, it's just a phrase that everybody uses, whether you're Republican or otherwise. Yeah. It's such a good fucking nickname, dude.
One thing I'm optimistic consumers going into politics is that Trump's nickname effect, we're gonna see so many fucking off-the-wall nicknames for people. Even if they're not outright obscene, I love being able to call someone Governor Hot Wheels. That shit's hilarious.
Oh my gosh. We never talked about McCarthy or Burchett. Well, we did. McCarthy's a bitch. That's all we know.
Fuck. But you know what? I don't think we've talked enough about Louisiana. Did we talk sufficiently enough about Louisiana tonight, or not?
Yeah, pretty well.
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, quite a bit.
Hot Wheels.
Okay, let me pull out my.
Senor, you're cutting out.
Yeah.
You're cutting out. We're gonna end the stream anyways, folks. Thank you all so much. What?
There we go.
He's the Tyrone.
Oh! The House adopted Representative Andy Biggs' Amendment 85 by vote voice.
What?
Which one is that?
That's the one that defunds the WHO.
Oh, yeah. Fucking really?
Yeah, the House just voted to defund the World Health Organization. Thank you, Andy Biggs. Very cool.
Bro.
So base for that.
Sam Madsen for 5. The vaccine mandate ban in Texas not passed for years with Dane Phelan's fault.
Oh,
not
fuck!
Abbott.
Oh, fuck! No, hold on. Report Oklahoma Senator Mark Wayne Mullen kicked Tim Burkin out of his workout group for voting to remove McCarthy as speaker.
What? What are you saying?
Kicked out of the congressional workout group for voting to oust McCarthy. I fucking love how this is just one giant sitcom and we're paying like We're paying billions of dollars a year to cover it.
Yeah.
Most expensive reality TV show in world history,
Bro,
man.
can you imagine what happened to closed doors? Make it pay-per-view. That would pay off our national debt.
I was gonna say, just make it like charge money to watch C-SPAN.
Yeah. Pay-per-view. Like, make it HBO. Let HBO have their people in there and make it pay-per-view. People would eat that up easy.
Like, solve our debt crisis tomorrow.
Yeah, people like celebrity boxing. Just do the same thing with that.
Celebrity Mark Wayne McMullen boxing some random
could
union
you
leader.
imagine it? God, could you imagine if like fucking Tim Pool pulls that shit? Like Tim Pool just streams him watching C-SPAN.
Oh God,
bruh.
By the way, Tim Pool sucks. I don't know who needs to hear that, but Tim Pool sucks.
Well, a lot of people like Tim Pool, I think, but don't know.
I think people liked Tim Pool, but then he fell off when he started unironically going for like Candace Owens, the based black conservative, and then shit with like Democrats are the real racists.
Oh my god.
Democrats are the real racists.
Democratic voters are I'll go on. Democrats
are the real racists. That's why I traveled back to 1968 to vote for George Wallace.
Okay, chill. Oh dear lord. Pat Fallon is unretired. Yeah, you guys hear about that?
Oh yeah, he went from I'm going to run for the state senate, which, by the way, you'd think going to the Senate would be a downgrade.
It's actually good in Texas because there's more. It's larger. Actually.
Yeah, it's larger. There are 31 Senate seats and there's 38 House seats. So it was literally going to be he was going to represent more people in Texas than he was as the congressman.
Do you guys know why there are 31 state senators and 150 House representatives in the state of Texas?
Why?
I kid you not. This is the actual reasoning. Because there are 150 Psalms and 31 Proverbs in the Bible.
Really?
That is unbelievably based.
I know, right, man? Yeah, that's unbelievably based.
Oh my gosh.
Stream ending, though?
Yeah, so anyways, folks, I think we're gonna end the stream here. This was definitely interesting. Again, chat, yeah. There's a lot of stuff going on. The house is a mess. People getting punched in the kidneys. It's fun. If you all enjoyed this stream, smash the like button down below, subscribe, share with your friends, hit that little bell, follow the social media accounts in the description down below, and of course, join the channel today. Again, thank you to Mr. Ye and Mr. Tyrone for joining into this.
Yes, I'm always happy to be involved and talk mindlessly for an hour.
Yeah. We are always happy to provide Texan-based humor for the chat.
Texan-based
Let's go.
But yeah.